There are some disappearances that happen quietly, and there are others that somehow unfold right in front of everyone. Yet nobody sees the truth until it's far too late. This is the story of a man who vanished in plain sight, a man who was present, visible, known, yet slowly faded from the world without a sound. It's not a story of mystery for entertainment. It's a story about being human, about connection, and about how someone can disappear even when surrounded by people. In today's documentary, we walk gently through his life, not to sensationalize it, but to understand it. To remember that behind every missing person, there is a heart, a family, and a story. He was the kind of person most people would describe as quiet, thoughtful, ordinary in the most familiar way. He wasn't famous. He didn't draw attention. He lived in a small community where people greeted each other by name and where routines were a part of life. He worked a regular job. He greeted neighbors politely. He went to the same shops, walked the same streets, and waved at the same faces every week. To the outside world, he looked like someone who had life figured out. A steady rhythm, predictable, calm, safe. But life isn't always what it looks like from the outside. Those who knew him well remembered a gentle soul, someone who listened more than he spoke, someone who carried responsibility quietly, someone who rarely asked for help. He had dreams, small ones maybe, but real ones. He wanted stability, peace, and a life that felt meaningful. But as time slowly moved forward, the world around him changed. People got busier, conversations got shorter, and those quiet spaces in life, the ones where connection used to live, began to fade away. And in those quiet spaces, he began to fade too. There wasn't one single moment where everything changed. No dramatic turning point. Just life happening. Little pressures, small disappointments, responsibilities that grew heavier with time. He worked harder, he slept less, he spoke less. People still saw him every day, but fewer people noticed him. He smiled when expected. He said he was fine when asked. And slowly, he became used to keeping everything inside. In the crowd, he blended in. At work, he blended in. Even among friends, he blended in. This is how someone can begin to disappear, long before they are gone. The world around him was fast. Everyone had somewhere to be. Everyone had something to do. And so, his quietness went unnoticed. But he kept going, day after day, routine after routine, until one day, that routine stopped. It began like any other ordinary day. He left home. He walked familiar streets. He passed familiar faces. Nothing seemed unusual. But from that day forward, he was never seen again. There were no dramatic scenes, no sudden alarms, just silence. He left and didn't return. People thought he was busy. They expected to see him the next day, then the next, and the next, until suddenly, the absence became real. Calls went unanswered, doors went unopened, and concern began to grow. Authorities were informed, searches were organized, questions were asked. Where did he go? What happened? How could someone disappear so quietly, when they had been right here all along? Nobody had answers. And so, his disappearance became one more unsolved story in the world. But for those who knew him, it was not just a mystery, it was a loss. His absence left a space behind, a space in conversations, a space in routines, a space in the lives of the people who cared about him. Friends replayed old memories, family held on to photographs. People wished they had listened more, checked in more, paid more attention, because sometimes the signs that someone is fading are small. Sometimes the quietest people are the ones carrying the loudest struggles inside. The community continued searching for answers. But time kept moving forward, even when hearts were not ready to. His story became a reminder that presence does not always mean connection, that being seen does not always mean being known, and that someone can vanish, even while standing right in front of us. His story is not just about a disappearance. It is about awareness, about slowing down long enough to see the people around us, about checking in, about listening without rushing. It reminds us that every person you pass has a life you may never fully understand. And sometimes, just being there, just asking, just noticing, can make a difference. If there is one thing we carry from his story, let it be this: no one should feel invisible. No one should feel like they could vanish, and the world would continue unchanged. Reach out, be kind, listen deeply, value the people around you while you still can. Because presence, real presence, is one of the greatest gifts we can give one another. Thank you for watching and for spending this time reflecting with us. If this story touched you, feel free to like the video, share it, and subscribe for more human-centered documentaries like this one. Your support helps us continue telling meaningful stories with respect, empathy, and heart. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of those around you.